finished my TBR of 2.5 to 3 years B-read. So it took me several years to do it, but I thought I'd make a nice little montage. I think I only decided to take a picture of it every time I read a book, I think 2015. I thought it'd be nice to be able to watch it actually go down. So as you can see, no you can't see, I have my one last book, the it's just here, the Final Empire, the Mistborn trilogy, or series, or whatever it is, by Brandon Sanderson. It's a really long book and I don't know tons about the series, and I have read some reviews and they're good, but I don't want to force myself into reading it. I wanted to be in the mood, because if you force yourself, it's just, you're going to be dragging, and I wanted to be able to read it at a good pace, the pace I read all my books. So I am going to add that to the TBR and the book haul that I'm going to show you today, and then I can pick it up when I feel like it. But yes, I have slayed my TBR pile. It's gone, and it's such a relief, because now I can go into bookshops again. I don't ever want to have that big a pile. It took me so long to get through it, because you just kind of feel this pressure. I wasn't enjoying reading as much when I had that huge pile of books. And I want to be able to go into a bookshop, pick a book, couple books, and know that I can read them, know that I can start reading it that day. And that sounds insane, because there's no rules to reading. You can read whenever you want, but these were just the rules that I was laying in my own head, and that I couldn't read a new book because I had so many other books to read. So I had this pressure, and that pressure is gone now, sort of, because in celebration of, you know, reading all those books and getting rid of my huge TBR for so many years, I bought more books. But then plus Christmas and then birthdays sort of this year, and then just having slowly accumulated a few books. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the book haul. Gemini first, by J. Kristoff and, oh my god, how did I forget it a second time? And Amy Kaufman. So this is the second book in the trilogy. The first one's Illuminate. Holy shit, it was so good. It was amazing. I was really not expecting it. I thought the format, because it's not traditional writing, oh you can't see it, it's traditional writing, it's like communication, that's the only way. So it's like letters, emails, text messages, CCTV. That's the way that this book is, what the format is in. So I thought that format was gonna, you know, put this barrier between the audience. Thought you weren't gonna be able to get fully in depth with the characters. I was wrong. I was howling at the end of that book. I was supposed to go out with my sister and my friend, and I was like, no you guys, I have to finish this book. And it was so good. So this, I think, follows along the same story. It's slightly different characters, but other characters are still in the world. I swear, if you haven't picked Illuminate, or you have it on your shelf and you're putting it off, pick it up, read it, because you won't regret it. So I'm excited to get to this one, hopefully soon. Now this is a book I don't really know much about. It's from my friend who's Italian, and it's an Italian author, and she said that it's a really big, he's a really big author in Italy, so she really kindly got me the book at Christmas. It's called The Late Matteo Pascal by Luigi Pirandello. Now this book, this is why I don't want to have huge TBRs. Once I've got rid of this, I want to keep my TBR very slowly, so I can buy a few books and read them very quickly, and then buy a few more books. I don't want to get another pile this big again, but hopefully it will be gone by the end of the year. Because this book, when I heard of it, it had a lot of hype, and I was really excited about it, and I really wanted to read it, and I asked for it for so long, and then I got it, I got it just at Christmas there, and of course the hype's sort of gone. I do really still want to read it, but the excitement's not as there as it was when I had first heard about it. So I am really wanting to read it, but it's called Alive by Scott Sigler, and it's about a girl who wakes up sort of like in a coffin type thing, but it's in this room, and I don't think she has a memory, and there's other coffins with other kids in it. So yeah, so I hopefully will read it and really love it, but this is why I don't want huge TBRs anymore, because I was so excited about this book, and I'm still excited, but just not as excited what I was when I had first heard of it. First Life by Jenna Showalter. I have the 24th and 25th book in the Dark Hunter series by Sherilyn Kenyon, Son of No One and Dragonbane. It's a really long series. I hope it continues forever, because this series is so good. I love her writing, I love all the characters. I think I did a brief recommendations video of this, so if you want to know a little bit more about the world and the series, check that out. But I would highly recommend these. These are complete comfort reads for me. I devoured them so quickly. I just finally got through Styx. That's how you pronounce it apparently. Oh my god, I loved it so much. I kind of put it off because I wasn't sure about Styx the character, because if you know the series, his twin brother Acheron kind of portrays Styx to be this horrible character, and it just isn't. That isn't his character, and oh my god, you were feeling for him the whole way through it. It was so good. So I finally got that done because it was putting off a little bit, and so I can get on with these, and oh, I love this series. Superrawland, Landline, and I actually got this book in Iceland, so I don't think I've ever seen this cover before, and it's got the little price tag from Iceland. Yeah, we were at the airport and I had some money to get rid of, so I got it. So this book is about a woman, and she's sort of having marital troubles, and she gets a phone call that it's from her past husband or her past self. And I love Rainbow Rowell, so she's really good, so I'm excited to read this one. Opposition by Jennifer Earl Armentrout is the final and 5th book in the Lux series. It's about aliens. Very good series. Really want to finish it because I started it years ago. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Again, another reason I saw a few booktubers talking about this. It sounded really good, really wanted to read it, but now my excitement is less because it's taken me so long to get around to it, but I'm sure I will enjoy it when I pick it up. Now I have one that I'm actually really excited about. It reminds me so much of The Night Circus, and The Night Circus is one of my favourite books. Again, I've got recommendations on that somewhere, so if you haven't read The Night Circus, please pick it up because it's so good. And this one is Caravelle by Stephanie Garber. Is that how you pronounce her name? Yes. And oh, it's just so pretty. The book cover, this hardback, it reminds me so much of The Night Circus, and I feel like, see, when you have a book that just has a little bit more to its cover and it creates this kind of whole package, it just draws me in so much more. And the story, I'm so excited to read it because I just hope it's really similar to The Night Circus, because it was just such a good story. And it's about these two sisters, and they're at a circus, and one of them, I think, gets lost, and then the other one has 3 nights to try and find her because the circus comes for 3 nights. I just got this at the start of this year, but I'm so excited to read it. Lani Taylor, Stranger the Dreamer? Strange the Dreamer. I was very unsure about this. I wanted to get the American cover, but then I was in the bookshop with my friend a few months ago and I saw the British cover, and I was actually like, this is really pretty, so I decided to get the British cover. So I really like this one. And I'm gonna be honest, I know little to nothing about this story. Lani Taylor's writing is so beautiful, so I don't need to really know much about it for me in order to pick the book up. Sabaa Tahir as Torch Against the Night. This is the 2nd book in her An Ember Against the Ashes trilogy, which was so nice because Ember in the Ashes was only supposed to be 1 book, but I think she was really smart about how she ended that book, and I think it got renewed for our 2nd and 3rd book, so I will be excited to continue the story with this. I have The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Abday. Is that Abday? Abday. Let's go with that. Oh, it's like rough edges. Oh, that's interesting. So this is like a retelling of A Midsummer Night's Dream. This prince takes a new bride every day, and in the morning the bride is dead, and this girl's friend gets taken as a bride and she wakes up dead, so this girl sort of volunteers or tries to become the next bride, and when she's in the castle she finds all its secrets. Then I have The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. This is a trilogy. The last one came out last year, so I didn't buy all 3 because I was slightly hesitant. I wasn't sure if it was going to be great because I've kind of heard mixed things about it. So yeah, if I like this, I will be buying the other 2. So excited to read this one. Oh god, you can't really see it there if I tell it that way. The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. Eye rolls probably happening right now, but The Host is one of my favourite books by Stephanie Meyer. So I definitely prefer her sort of adult based books. This I think is about spies and stuff. So completely different genre for her. I'm very excited to read it. Crooked Kingdom by Leah Bardugo. This is the 2nd and final book in a 6 of Crows duology. Oh, when I finished the 6 of Crows, I wanted this book so badly. So I really think this is probably going to be the next book I read because it was really good and I really want to see how it ended. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. She has several other books, but this is the first one I've picked up, and I've obviously still to read it. It sounds really good. I just read a lovely quote on the back. This is from inside the book. You cannot fathom the distance I would travel for you. I did not realise that there was romance in this book, so that tells you how much I know about it. And I Darken by Kirsten White. So this one is sort of a joke book, but it sounds good and I'm interested to read it. It's called The Last Vampire by Kate Baxter. One of my male friends got it for me for Christmas just there. He thought it would be funny because it's like a half-naked man on the cover, and I read a lot of romances similar to this on my Kindle. So he went into a bookshop and he made his other female friend buy the book because he said he was too embarrassed, but he chose it. And he did ask me a few times if I had read it. I haven't, but it kind of sounds along the lines that I would like to read, so as you can tell, it's about vampires. So those are all the books that I have still to read. Now we're going to go on to currently reading and read. I'm currently reading A Core Things of Ruin by Sarah J Maas. When this came out, this was supposed to be my reward after making my short film at the start of June. And I did start it. I'm like 100, almost 200 pages into it, and it's really good and I really like it. I don't know, I've not been reading a lot recently, so this is kind of, I've just got over my bout of sickness, so this is me and I need to start reading it again. Of this series, I'm so excited that there's 3 more books in the series, and I really hope it's going to be the characters that I want to see. Then the other book that I'm currently reading, literally just started, is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. The 3rd book is out, so I literally don't have an excuse, because you know, if you put stuff off and you're like, oh, I want to make it closer to the time for the next book to come out. So it's already out, so I can read this and know that the other one is there. So I have obviously Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas, because I couldn't be reading Wings and Fury if I hadn't read the 2nd book. This book was so good. This was just, loved it. I think everybody loved this book that I've seen. And I have Empire Storms by Sarah J Maas, which is the 4th. This is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass trilogy series. And cannot express this book. It's so good, and I got so annoyed when I found out that the 6th one that's coming out in September is not the final one anymore. There's apparently 7 books now, and the next one, I love Kale, but no, I don't want a book dedicated to you. I want to see how, you know, I want to see the continuation of how this one ended, because it was so good, and I love the characters. Selena, no, it's not Selena anymore, it's Aelin and Rowan. I need to see more of them, and I don't think they're going to be in the next one. I have to wait till next May or whenever it comes out. Unreal Thing, Every Little Thing by Samantha Young. I have loved about every book I've ever read of Samantha Young's, and these ones, I'm going to keep going with the series, but they haven't been flooring me in a good way that the usual ones have been. I'm excited for the 2nd one because I thought there was a really good story there, and again, it just didn't happen for me. So I'm going to keep reading it because I love the journey I go on with her books regardless. So I'm going to get the next one, because from my guess of the next 2, what the next 2 books are going to be about, I think again there's going to be more of a story there. So I'm obviously going to get them and see, because I just have hopes that they're going to floor me like the other ones did. I still enjoy these 2, but just not as much as the others. Ronnie Lauren, Loving You Easy. Yeah, Loving You Easy. I thought this series was called Loving You Easy, but this book is called Loving You Easy. I'm not sure what the series is called. But this is like the 8th book. It follows around the same sort of group of characters. It's a different book for each sort of set of couples. This one, I liked it. I liked it as much as her other books. Her other books are fantastic. But it was just, the build-up of the characters just wasn't there. It kind of, I can't say anything without spoiling. It was really good, so you should pick it up. But it was too fast, I think. The other books are not as fast as this. But the character build up to the relationship, it was too quick for me. 20 odd books that I've got to read. I'm so excited that I eventually got through all of those books that I had for years. I genuinely did think there was going to come a day where I filled the books here, I put this decoration, but this shelf would be empty. I didn't think that it was going to happen, and it did happen. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I love watching book hauls because I love seeing books that I might like to read, and I like getting that inspiration. So I hope you've maybe seen a few, even if it's just because the covers are pretty. And I will hopefully see you very soon with a new video, because I'm gonna start doing it regularly because I enjoy doing it. and when you find something you enjoy doing, you should do it regularly. So I'm gonna try have another one up next week. Oh god, that's ambitious. Gonna try. Hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.